Hi guys, nice to meet you. It's me, Luna, your host from Raw Honey, and this is gonna be the first video you guys actually see me. So before we get into today's episode, I'm gonna introduce myself and give you a little bit of idea of how the new Raw Honey is going to look. And hi, nice to meet you guys. My name is Luna. Well, the host of the Raw Honey episode is Luna, but my name is Maria. I was born and raised in Colombia, moved to the States when I was a teenager, around 14, 15 years old. And my process into becoming this person that has learned a lot, that is able to teach, but there's something that I really wanted to share with you guys because I don't think I ever have or have put out myself out there in this type of space. Um, I'm a really outgoing person, but making videos and putting myself out there as a persona, as somebody who wants people to grow, as somebody who's teaching other people the way that she lives, this is new to me. So everything that I share, everything that I put out there is based on my own experience. I don't have any certification. I don't have none of that. All the knowledge that I have acquired, all the knowledge that I'm teaching you guys, all the concepts or the ideas that I'm putting out there is mostly based on me, on who I am, of my experiences in my personal life and those people's around me. And based on that, I'm creating this podcast that I hope is useful for you guys. I don't want to sell myself as somebody who knows it all. I believe when we're humans and we come into this earth, there's so much we had to learn. Even when you're older, even when you're young, everybody goes through different experiences in life and everybody experiences life differently. So everything that I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna teach you is based on me. You don't have to take it, you don't have to make it yourself. You can get the little bits from the stories or the episodes that I post or the concepts that I post. You can get whatever stays with you and it resonates with you. This is not a guide. This is not something that you have to do. It's just what I have done that has worked for me. It doesn't mean that it's gonna work for you. It might not. You might have to make a little changes. You might have to build it differently, and that's okay. We are humans and we experience life in a different perspective through a different light. So that's a big disclaimer that I want to put out there. I don't want anybody to get offended for the things that I say. I don't want anybody to feel certain ways. Just because it has worked for me and I had done it doesn't mean that it's gonna work for you. But here it is. Here it is. A little bit of my life and a little bit of everything that I've been going through and I have learned. And I'm gonna give you that. And I hope you guys like it. This new episode, Raw Honey, is gonna talk about something a little bit controversial for some people, just because there's some themes people take to heart, and I feel people are very much they feel very they have strong feelings when it comes to this. And the title for this episode is "The Era of Fake Healing." And if you guys see me walking to seeing to the side because I have my notes, I don't want to miss everything. This was something that took me a while to build and to put together as a concept. You might see that I haven't posted as often. I try to post an episode every week, but I haven't, just because I needed a time for myself to rebrand myself and to recenter all the ideas that I have, because it's so much. So sometimes it's hard to take those ideas and make it into an episode. And when I say it's hard, it's just because it's so much that I try to connect and put together, and sometimes it's overwhelming. So I need a moment for myself. Back to the episode. Because I've seen it, I watch it too. I seen it online. I have seen people talk about it, and I seen it even on myself. Going through the motion of following those who claim to be healed, and they have made the process, and they have cracked the code on how to heal. Is that's usually what I hear out there, and because something is very important to understand in what does healing means. Healing for me is a process that is deep, is raw, and is not easy. Everyone is gonna experience healing differently, and trying too much too fast, it can be overwhelming. Why? Because people heal differently and people heal from different situations and different things in life, and we cannot take one concept which healing means and kind of apply it to everybody and kind of apply it to everything. It's kind of crazy. Humans have this idea that we tend to take one concept and kind of generalize. Just because all of us are humans, we kind of think everybody is gonna apply it and see it in the same perspective, which is not at all how it goes. I see that in culture, the idea of healing for views, for content, for social media. Healing has become a trend, a performance, a feed static for some people. And I want to help you spot it because you don't want to be taking advice for those who claim to heal but have no idea how healing works. Why? And it's not because I want to throw any shade at those people out there. I do believe everybody heals different, and I do believe everybody goes through the process in a different way. Um, but we're gonna talk about what it really looks when healing isn't real. Why real healing is messy and not linear, and how you handle your emotions without giving up. Big idea on this. If you're ready to be honest, if you're ready to see it with us too in the boiling pot, let's go. Let's get it started. The boiling pot. Fake healing on display. Let's talk about fake healing. This is when someone claims to be healed and then teach others how to heal. And here's the truth, healing is not pretty, it's messy. It's gonna be full of sweat, full of sick bags, full of regressions, full of a lot of feelings that you don't want to sit down with them and kind of process them. That's why healing takes time and it's not for everybody, because a big part of healing is looking at situations that you don't want to go back to, looking at situations that you don't even want to think about it, and be able to see it in a different perspective and understand that sometimes situations come in life and we handle it as best as we can with the tools we have. A lot of social media, people are only showing the good sides, the good life, the no problem life, and the times that I have seen people post videos about crying, about just the real self, the not happy, the not content. A lot of people tend to make fun of, because why are you posting videos of yourself crying? But that's a big part of healing. If you want to advertise healing and if you want to put healing out there as a practice, you should be able to also show your fans and show the people that you're influencing that the dark side of it. Healing is not a linear process. Healing is not something that happens one day to another. Healing is gonna push you to confront those feelings. So you need to be able to show out there. Yes, it is good when you have a good day, but also show that is bad when you're having the bad days. So if you spot this influencers just showing the good, don't follow that example. Know that you're not gonna be 100% happy. Know that you're not always gonna feel 100%. Know that not every day you're gonna wake up wanting to be in this process and going through this process. There's gonna be days that you're gonna wake up and you wanna give up. You're gonna be like, it's enough. When is it gonna feel that I'm healed? There's gonna be days that you're gonna wake up and you don't want to do anything. You don't want to be positive. You don't want to be a ray of sunshine. You don't want to raise your frequency. You don't want to manifest. You don't want to meditate. You just are so tired, and that's okay. Now, every day and not always you have to be happy. Life is not like that. But also make a note that when you see all these influencers just showing the good side and the good life, that's not healing. That's just performance. What seems good, what sells, what people wants to see. Healing isn't about feeling amazing. I mentioned before, 24/7. It's about showing up for yourself, even when it hurts, and understanding why some patterns keep repeating. Very important. And sometimes realizing that if nothing change is not failure, it's choice. Here's the kicker. A lot of healers are actually selling the idea of healing, not the real transformation. Then monetize your longing for peace and self acceptance, packing it in a neatly branded habits and formulas of how to fit your life. They want to give you habits that you should apply and formulas that you should be doing. Not giving up and keep doing it again and repeating, which is true. But it's important to get to the root of the problem because you can force yourself to keep repeating something that you want to do, keep going to the gym, keep doing, keep eating healthy. But if you're not enjoying it and you're not making it you're not embodying that person, then it's very hard to stick and you're not going to feel happy doing it, if it makes sense. Not only that, but wellness culture has made it so much worse. Social media is flooded with posts showing the glamorized version of healing, perfectly curated, morning routines, meditation selfies, smoothie bowls, all carefully staged. That is, the act of looking healed has become more important than the actually being healed. Very important. So see it in yourself. See if you're becoming somebody that performed these things and you cannot get used to doing it. So ask yourself why you're chasing and trying to become. Is it for yourself? Is it for the likes? Is it for the share? Is it for the aesthetic? Or you want to actually heal? Because the difference is everything. Real healing comes in the quiet and in the hidden, in the moments that nobody's filming. The person, I'm gonna make you an example, and it is myself. The person that I am right now, the person that I'm portraying out there in the camera, it can be a persona, it can be an alter ego, but it's somebody that I have become and that I have worked hard to be able to teach others because I I am very passionate about making those people around me feel good about themselves and actually feel good. And I feel sometimes it can be overwhelming just because I cannot control those out there. But I think that I cracked the formula, and it's not so much about telling you what to do, but showing and seeing the process on myself. I want to become somebody that's able to show those out there and guide those out there. Section 2, why healing is necessary and not linear. Okay, now let's just flip the side. Why is it necessary to heal? Why is it necessary for me to sit down and make this video about it? Because if we don't heal, we keep just living in survival mode. We keep making choices from fear of instead of clarity, fear of all stories, fear of what people will think, fear of why am I not successful? That's that's why healing is so important. Our lives start to feel stuck, heavy, miserable sometimes. Not because we chase to feel that way, but because we're repeating patterns we inherit or absorb from childhood, from family, from friends, from people around us. And here's the thing, those patterns become so normal that we don't even notice them anymore. We just act on them. We just follow them every day, and it's a constant loop of bad behaviors that we have been ingrained. Like they're ingrained into our brain. So it's very hard. It becomes such a norm that we don't even realize what is it that we are saying or we were doing that is coming from a place that's not healed. But here is the hard truth. Healing is not a linear process. The brain itself doesn't change overnight. I mean, there's no magic wand, there's no secret formula, there's no, oh, I'm gonna heal and then you already heal. No, it's gonna be a process. You're gonna feel strong one day, then you're gonna feel weak. Um, you're gonna be certain of who you are one day, and then the next day you might be confused. And that's not a failure, it's just a transformation process. You need to be mindful when it comes to healing, and you need to be able to give yourself some peace of mind that it's not gonna be fast, it's gonna take time, and that's okay. You're not rushing. This is not a competition of who heals faster, who heals best, who's doing it good. What I'm saying, it might be for you, it might not be for you. It might be an example, it might be something you agree, or it might be something you dislike. This is not a process that is going to be the same for everybody. There's not a rule book of things that you need to follow for healing just because we are different. We are humans. So yes, it's messy, it's uncomfortable, and sometimes it's just downright ugly. That's the truth. And I'm not here to sugarcoat the truth. Healing is not a beautiful process. Not for everybody. For me it was beautiful. It's a lot of transformation, it's a lot of crying, it's a lot of sitting with uncomfortable feelings. And that's okay. It's supposed to be. I mean, many influencers don't want you to know this because raw healing doesn't make a pretty Instagram post. But pain is part of the growth. And trust me, it is worth the pain and the tears and the sweat you're going to put into this process because it's not for anybody else. It can be, it can help the people around you, but it's not for them. This is something for you. And it just takes courage to be able to accept the things you don't want anybody else to see on you. And take it takes courage to accept many things that people point out and we don't want to hear about ourselves, because that's the sad truth. Uh, we people out there might say I enjoy criticism and I enjoy to be pointed out when I'm doing things wrong, but there's also people out there who says, I don't want to be told what I'm doing wrong. I don't. And that's just the beauty of being human. Sometimes you like it, sometimes we're not gonna like it. Sometimes people are gonna say it nice, sometimes people are gonna say it horrible. Think about healing about a decision that you're gonna make that might hurt you at the moment, but in the long run it's gonna have so much reward, so much fulfillment for you. And we do this all the time, choosing boundaries, choosing jobs, and then toxic relationships. But this decision, this work on yourself is the one you'll thank yourself for. So when it's messy, when it feels impossible, remember you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're choosing yourself, and that's the end of it. You'll be able to say, I'm so glad I did this. So when it gets messy and when it gets impossible, remember you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. And you're choosing yourself. And at the end of it, you'll be able to say, I'm so glad I did this. Section 3, ownership and accountability. You are your first healer. Here's the thing that people won't tell you, no one can heal you. No guru, no magic, no, nothing that you do is gonna heal you. Not even your therapist. Healing is your job, and it's both terrifying and liberating. I know this because I've been there. I reached a point where I wanted to run away from all the negative emotions that were piling up inside me. Anger, sadness, failure, shame. They were so loud, and I did not want to sit down with those feelings. But I realized something. The earth is not big enough for me to keep running from those feelings, and I had to turn inwards. I had to put out the work and I had to focus on myself, and that terrified me too. Trust me, I know it's not easy, and sometimes we just want somebody who can like hold our hands and tell us it's gonna be okay. And I am here to tell you it's going to be okay, but it's not gonna be easy. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's going to get better. It will. It's not always easy, but it does get better. And a big part of the healing part for me was being alone with those feelings. That was my biggest fear. I always wanted to have a friend around, someone to distract me or someone to validate me, just because in the inside it was so scary. There was so many feelings, there was so many fear, there was so many anxiety, and so much staying in that survival mode that it just kept making me repeat the loop of negative feelings. It was, oh my god, I'm tired. Oh my god, what am I gonna do about this tiredness? Maybe I should sleep. And then I would do three more things to make me more tired. And then I felt that I deserved rest. And that's when I rested. And that's why healing has become my main motor. Just because I needed to heal to be able to just sit down and rest, which is crazy. You shouldn't be feeling like you need to earn rest. You should be able to rest anytime, other day. But unfortunately, the way that I got wired and the way that I I was teach when I was little, and the things that I was told when I was little wasn't like that. So I needed to be able to heal to get my body out of survival mode and be able to have a good night of sleep. And that's just a little bit how it helped me feel better. But the real healing required being with myself, really facing myself without anyone else to rely on. And it was uncomfortable, scary sometimes, and I wanted to give up. But here's what I learned: owning your healing is about the radical honesty with yourself. And it's about recognizing the patterns, the fears, the things that you avoid, and saying, yes, this is mine and I take responsibility. That's the hardest part of healing: accepting and owning the mistakes that you're making, and owning many of the situations and the stress and the work and everything else that's around you is the stuff that you're choosing to do. And it's hard because putting the blame outside or putting the blame on somebody else is just easier and less messier. But a big part of healing is being able to no blame, no excuses, just accountability. Because every choice you make, from the way you respond to your emotions, to the boundaries you set at work with your friends, to the time you give to yourself, either helps you heal or keeps you stuck, which is so true. And slowly, through that fear of being alone, through those moments where I just sat with my thoughts and feelings, I realized something beautiful. I can be my own safe space. I can comfort myself. I can sit in the storm and not run. And that's where the transformation begins. When you see and you understand that you yourself should be your biggest lover, your biggest uprooter, you have to be able to hype yourself up to do things. And even when it comes to healing, being happy on putting up the work for that and not just feeling like other sure you have to do. So, if you're listening to this right now and a part of you wants to run, I just want to tell a part of you, it's okay. You don't have to deal with everything right now. You don't have to sit and solve everything right now. You don't have to heal now. That fear, that's the part of the process. But later on, little by little, stay with it. Force yourself to take responsibility. That's where the real magic happens. Okay, section 4: taking action. Little steps towards healing. Okay, so we're talking about healing and why is it necessary and why it's messy and why is your responsibility. Now let's get real. How do you actually do it? Okay, first, start small. Healing isn't a sprint, it's the tiny intentional choices you make every day. Something as simple as sitting with your feelings for 5 minutes, journaling what comes up, or noticing a recurring thought pattern. These small acts are your foundation. Second, get curious about yourself. Ask the hard questions. Why am I avoiding this? Why do I react this way? Where did these feelings came from? This isn't about self-judgment, very important. It's about awareness. Awareness is powers. If you're aware of doing something, you can do something different to change that. If you're aware you're doing something bad, you want to work on those bad behaviors you're rewarding, because the more that you keep repeating it, the more you're telling your brain it's okay to act that way. And that's when you want to get to the root of the problem. Why do you react? Why you're so reactive for a specific thing? When people say specific things, why you're so reactive for specific situations? Because that's going to tell you, okay, maybe there's a little trigger here that I need to work on. Third, create boundaries. Healing requires your space. You need to space yourself. You need to get space from those people that are not helping you to heal. You need space from those habits, from those old routines that keep you stuck. And saying not isn't selfish, it's essential. Protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Four, sit with the discomfort. Growth rarely feels comfortable. When you grow and you change, it's not a comfortable feeling. It's grow means getting used to something before was scary, doing things that you guess you were scared of doing before. So you're gonna feel fear, you're gonna feel shame, you're gonna feel sadness. That's the heart of transformation. The body and mind are rewiring. it will feel weird. That's normal. Lean in, don't run. Feed. Celebrate the ugly victories. When I say those ugly victories means the this part of healing is not gonna get loud and you're not gonna feel like, I'm winning this fight or I'm healing. Oh, I'm the bigger person. No, it's not gonna feel like that at all. It's gonna feel, instead of being reactive in a situation, you stay calm. Instead of screaming, you stay quiet. You say no to your boss about staying late. That's a boundary. Just the saying no, just so little small ugly victories that can feel uncomfortable because you usually won't act that way. That's an ugly victory right there that you want to be able to celebrate. Hey, I didn't react. Hey, I didn't scream. Hey, I was able to say no to saying late to my boss. Those are those are really worth celebrating. You have to celebrate those. And here's the thing I learned from my own journey. Healing is both gentle and fierce. You can be kind to yourself when holding yourself accountable. You can cry and you can reflect and still make the decisions that serve you. You can stumble and you can rise again. And one last thing, you gotta trust yourself. You gotta be able to tell yourself, I have all the tools that I need inside me. I I don't need anybody else to tell me when I'm ready. I don't need anybody else to tell me I'm doing good. You yourself should be able to see the difference and reward yourself. I mean, a lot of people say that it's not easy to judge yourself. But if you sit with yourself and see the things that you're doing and the way that you're reacting comes from a place of peace instead of fear, instead of being scared of, instead of hate, then that's it. People might not like it, people might not agree, but healing is for you. It's not from those out there. And there's gonna be parts of healing and parts of this process that people might not agree with, which is okay. Some people might say, like, hey, I don't like what you're doing now. Hey, I don't feel you're doing this right. Hey, I don't like who you're becoming. And that's okay. They don't need to agree with the healing you're doing. They don't need to agree with the person you're becoming, but you yourself need to feel comfortable. And to end this episode, so here, I want to leave you with this. Healing is your power. No one else can do this for you. The tools, the guides, the advice, they're all helpful, yes. But the real work, the real transformation happens when you choose yourself and you choose to do these things. Healing is not a destination, it's not a destiny you get. It's a journey. It's messy, it's beautiful, it's frustrating, it's happy, it's sad. It's a lot of feelings, and you're gonna feel you're gonna step forward, and then you're gonna step back, and then you're gonna step five step forward, and then you're gonna step five steps back. You will cry, you will laugh, you will feel lost, and you will keep going because every choice you're making is something for you to feel better and to be able to confront all those fears or those feelings that are kind of keeping you stuck in the same behaviors. It's not easy, and I think that I've said it a lot in this video that is scary, but this is what I want you to stay with. It's just a process that is for you. I'm not here to make it pretty, like I said before. I'm not here to sell you something fake because that's not who I am. So today I challenge you to take and do something that is just for yourself. That honors yourself. Sit with your feelings. Set a boundary. And speak the truth. Whatever it is, make it real and make it yours. And remember, this person you're becoming, the one who can face their own fears, the one that can see with their discomfort, is who can love themselves through the chaos, is the person that is worth every step of this messy, beautiful, and unstoppable journey. You got this. I know you got this. And I'll be here to help you in every step of the process. And this is it for today's videos, guys. I hope you enjoyed this new type of content that I want to be posting. Don't forget to follow my social medias. They're all going to be in the description of the episode. I'm also going to be posting one episode weekly, And besides that, I might be posting some content here and there in my regular social media, so you guys can also follow me on those. I'll leave it in the bottom of the video. And it was a pleasure having you with me today in this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.